Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 63, and we're celebrating 1 year of this podcast. February 1st, 2021 was our first episode. What do you remember from that episode, Mike?
I don't know, just being really excited for it and had a lot of fun making those lists. I love doing that. Thinking back on it, probably, I don't know, I was probably a lot worse at it. I hope
We've
I'm
got a lot of
getting better.
practice this year. Yeah.
How about you,
But-
Tomas? 1 year of podcasting. How's it going?
God, I'm just surprised we pushed through. I'm proud of us, honestly. Because I'm like, you guys have tried this a few times beforehand, and like this is the one that just like, it's like fuck it, let's go balls to the walls and force it through. Yeah, I'm sure first episode, that was when we made top fives. And just
That
kind of,
was.
like,
Top
mentioned
5
everything.
movies, video games, and TV shows.
I remember struggling to make those lists. I've continued to struggle to make any list for any of these podcasts. I've not gotten better at that.
You bring
but,
your own charm,
go.
Tomas. It's good.
but no, honestly, it's cool to get here. We got around the sun once. I'm glad we're still doing this. I really enjoy doing this. I haven't lost any of that feeling. And I would like to think we've gotten better.
Aaron, I know you're not one to make lists or rank things against each other, things like that kind of aren't your bag, but you did it for the episode.
Yeah.
Do you think your list has changed significantly? Do you remember aspects of your list?
I think my list changed like that day. Just like I'm listening to other people, and I'm like, oh god, I forgot I even like those things. Yeah, I love those things. Those are on the list too. So like, I'm so
My
like,
list changed too.
right, I'm so bad with lists, like, cause it's like, yeah, I love that game when I was 12. I didn't remember it right now.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it changes the more I've heard. Like that list was like the things I loved that I had thought about recently. So I'm sure if I did it now, it would be other things I had done recently.
Kayla, 63 episodes, 2,500 downloads, 23 different countries. 2% of our listeners come from Canada.
Nice.
Hey,
So that's a thing. And we've got I think just about every continent covered at this point.
Ooh, Mr.
what,
Worldwide.
what do you
Dolly.
think? What do you think
Nice.
about it, Kayla? Have you been thinking about it?
I mean, that's just a crazy feat to be able to cross oceans with a click of a button. I think what we talk about is a lot of fun. I think it's something that everybody dabbles in a little bit. Everybody watches a little TV or a little movies. Maybe not everybody plays video games, but I've definitely seen we all see a growth of how that has happened over the years of since when we were kids. You can find a needle in a haystack of somebody who you wouldn't think plays video games, but they do. I see a lot of people in my day-to-day at work, and I'm always like, what are you watching? You watch anything good lately? Try to, put some feelers out there. It's just something that's so fun to talk about that I think everybody can talk about. I love doing it. Lists are not my bag either, but
Yeah.
Well, we'll go over those lists in a little while here. A bittle while. Yep, that's
Biddle.
what we're doing.
a bit of
Biddle,
wow.
But
Bit of honey?
yeah, that's what it was.
So we all agree Eric has not gotten better. So
No. If anything, I've degraded. Getting old, folks.
Oof.
But
Oof.
before we go over those lists and recap them, let's go around the room a little bit, see what everyone's been up to. Tomas and Aaron in the pre-show. I know you guys are pretty deep into Pokemon Legends. Arceus, Arceus,
Arceus.
however, Arceus.
Our Lord and
Commercial says
Savior,
Arceus.
Sure. Yeah,
the Holy
Arctolad,
Trinity.
He's the
Arceus,
Pokemon
Dialga,
god.
Arctoladius.
Yeah. Yes. How you digging it, guys?
Aaron, you want to go first? You've
Sure.
definitely sucked more hours into this bad boy than me.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to play. Like I like the other Pokemon games. Like I bought my son the new like Shining Pearl or whatever it is, or whatever.
Brilliant diamond.
Brilliant. Yeah. And like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna replay it because I remember Mike and I actually both got that around the same time in high school, and I sunk a stupid amount of hours into that. It was like 400 or 500 hours. I caught every single Pokemon you could catch. I'm like, I'm gonna do it again with this, and I got like 3 gyms in. I'm like, I'm kind of done. This game is like I'm so bored. I don't. So it was really cool to play a Pokemon game that's like so different. I know a lot of people whine about like they think they could have put more into the graphics department, even though I love the art style.
It's a Switch.
But it's so much fun that like some Pokemon, like if you startle them, they don't battle you, they run.
Yeah.
Like, and you got to catch them. If you don't catch them quick enough, they're just gone. Like, I found out where Turtwig was hiding, and I couldn't catch him for the longest time. He runs so fast.
He's
So,
the fastest little guy.
He just kept getting away from me, and I caught a bunch of his like second evolution form,
Yeah.
and I had trouble catching him. I eventually got him, but it's just so much fun to have different mechanics. Like,
Yeah.
the people you can do it sneak. Like, you don't even have to battle really. Like, there's a few, but even the alphas you can sneak up on if you have Ultra Balls. So like, you can go. And then like no other characters really like they don't like a few might battle you, but it's not like every few steps somebody's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm 11 with a Caterpie. Let's do this." And
Fucking
it's just a lot of fun. I like doing the research stuff. They clearly took from expanded on what you do in Pokemon Go. But it's really cool. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of what I enjoy about it is just it's different. It's like you made the point about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl or whatever the fuck they are, and by the end of the day, it was just a brass tacks, Pokemon game that we've gotten already like 20 times. This one, like I was telling Aaron before we started this, I've never enjoyed catching Pokemon quite as much as I have in this game. It's like so I just run through the field. I'm like, yeah, I'll chuck one here, chuck one there. It's like throw my Pokemon in this tree to go gather some stuff for me. I love foraging and grabbing shit. I guess
Oh,
it's
yeah.
from like playing Monster Hunter and shit. so
It's
so
great.
just to be able to grab shit and catch Pokemon and then maybe fight this one.
I'm a
It's like,
collector.
and it's
Yeah.
so like it's so streamlined in the sense that like I'll fight something and then like all the experience happens automatically on the side. I don't gotta wait for like all this scroll text to go. Like I'm moving. Like as soon as I'm done doing whatever I'm doing, I keep going. You can do a lot of the story. There's like a metric fuck ton of side quests if you're really interested in
Oh
that.
yeah, that's
Which a lot of times I'll just pick them up, chuck them in the back bag, and they're like if I get whatever they need, I'll run back into them later. But and then just like I don't know, man. Like Aaron was talking about like first few hours, they kind of hold your hand, but then once the world kind of opens up, it's a lot of fun. It's like does it need some polish? Could some things have been fine tuned a little bit better? I'm sure they could have given more time, but I think it's a pretty good first crack at it. It's
I was thinking was so like I don't know if you've gotten to where they're rideable Pokemon.
yeah, I got
It's
the moose thing or whatever.
yeah. There's like designated ones, like the one that does the digging, you ride on
Mhm.
Sneasel's back up mountains and stuff. I think it would be really cool if they had just designated certain Pokemon available to do that, and then you can keep them in your team. Like I've got the shiny Rapidash. Let me ride it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that is kind of a bummer that you can't just
What's cool though, you can
Ride
catch like those Pokemon that you do ride. So the versions that you ride aren't on your team, but you
Yeah.
can catch and evolve into those. It's just complicated. Like the one because there is a lunar cycle in the game. The one you have to use an item on him on Ursaring when it's the full moon, and then he turns into
Yeah.
the big guy that digs. And,
Yeah, they've done some of that stuff in previous ones. Like
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
you can only evolve an Eevee next to this fucking mossy rock.
This
to
rock,
get
Oh,
yeah.
That's actually a thing in this too, but you can use a leaf stone instead if you want.
Yeah, they've
Um,
definitely opened up the like on a lot of those like things you can slap an ice stone to get a
Right.
Glaceon and shit
Well,
like
and
that now.
I got him a champ by giving my Machop one of the items you can find or buy if you've got the points for it
Yeah.
is a USB cord. If you give it to them, you could evolve the ones that trade, like Haunter, Machop, Kadabra.
I love
cool.
that they finally just was like, you know what? If you don't got any friends, you can still fill all
Right.
the Pokédex.
Well, that was my problem when I was
That is
playing
cool.
Blue. I didn't know anybody else who played Pokemon. Like, I guess I'm just never getting Machamp. Like, and I spent so much time training Machop. Like,
Yeah. And back then you had to be in like physical
Yeah.
reach of that person to
Yeah,
and you had to own
Linked
the
up,
fucking
linked
cord
up.
that no one owned.
The hardest part of Pokemon, finding friends. You know, it really
Yeah.
is.
The worst. It's the worst part of Pokemon, honestly.
Well, what's cool with this Switch one is I see the thing where it says like trade and like stuff online. So I imagine if I wanted to just trade with Tomas, I could from my house.
Probably could.
So
Oh,
Sure
yeah.
you could. I don't trust nobody else though.
The
Only Aaron.
internet.
You
right,
just
yeah.
have to enter an 11-digit friend code.
Yes. And
uh,
then
yeah.
wait for the signal to get sent across, and then
You have to enter the room at the exact same time.
I think my only friend on the Switch is like what, 8-year-old, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm friends with Gar.
Me too.
Yo.
And then like I didn't know
Shout out to
like
Gar if he's listening.
right. I didn't know there were bots on the Switch because I keep getting them trying to add me.
Oh man.
You're like,
Oh, the
Aaron,
bots.
you wouldn't last 30 seconds playing this game.
Oh no. How sexy are the Switch pods? I need to know.
Too sexy. I'm too distracted.
Oh.
I can't even
I am
play.
of Texas.
Oh boy. The goop level. What's the goop level in Returnal, Mike? I hear you just
Goop, goop, goop.
you just beat Returnal.
Is this a Gwyneth Paltrow thing?
Yes, she's
Thought
in
it was
Returnal.
Dune.
Celine's kind of got a Gwyneth thing going on. No, Returnal on PS5 is fantastic.
Ooh.
If I could go back and redo my games list from the Game of the Year stuff, Returnal would be
Wow.
number one.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hi, Marks.
This is the roguelike, I guess, from Housemarque. They did Resogun and kind of arcadey shooter high score type games in the past, and this is their first like AAA big budget kind of action game. And man, it just feels so good. You're playing as Celine, and she's like an astronaut, and she crash lands on this alien planet trying to check out a distress signal, and you're going about, and eventually you're gonna fucking die, and then you restart the same day over and over. It's another loop game in the year of
Love me
loop,
a loop.
and
First ever.
yeah, the mechanics, the combat, the movement are just perfect. I would compare it with like a Hades as far as like just the
Oh.
feel and the fun. But
Ooh,
this
babe.
isn't. You do unlock like a melee attack, but it's mostly you're finding. You always start off with a pistol, and you're finding like a carbine or a shotgun equivalent or something like that. Um, and as you're going through your run, you have like a main objective that you're going to, and the game is very good at letting you know on the map like this is the way to go to the side area. If you want to go main, go through this door. So if you do want to skip certain stuff, you can easily do that.
Cool.
Love that.
You're collecting currency, like currency that will stay when you die, that carries over, and then
Oh,
you have
cool.
money that you're buying stuff on your run, upgrades, artifacts, like stuff that really upgrades your character, your run basically, and it's just so much fun. It's got a cool story. I'm gonna have to watch a video, I think, to really explain it.
I
It's
was
got
gonna ask
amazing
you
art
about
style.
that. I had the story kind of like spoiled for me. Were you pretty spoiler free going into it? Like,
I kind of on Min-Max's character of the year. I know Celine won that, so I kind of knew ish. I wasn't really super tuned into it, but really the story that I really like a lot is just from the audio logs that you're picking up from Celine, and there's a lot of she buys into like, okay, this is me. But then as you're getting these more frenetic, psychotic almost like messages like from a different Celine, that she's like, that can't be me. Like she's like like battling this this weird thing.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've had just the most, and like I had a run that lasted like 4
Ooh.
hours. I beat the second boss, beat the third boss on my first try, like got to the fourth boss, died, and it was thrilling stuff.
There's something to be said, like when you know it's like this is it, this is the run. You know, it's like I got the loadout, I got the. That's what I love so much about loop games. Just like when you know you're like got a
Yeah.
chance at getting a little bit further than you've gotten before.
Oh
A
yeah,
4-hour
yeah.
run sounds just terrifying. I don't know if I could do
You
that.
could die at any moment, man.
Oh, it sounds like when you're playing Dark Souls or Bloodborne or something, you're doing real good. And that a run in
Outside a
that might be
campfire.
like an hour and a half or something, and still like just the heart rate is there. God. Oh,
That's part of the appeal.
oh man. No.
But yeah, highly recommend it if you're just into cool action games. The art style is like Prometheus meets Stargate meets Dune. It's like does a really great job of melding all that kind of stuff. There's organic areas, there's industrial type areas. It's really cool.
Did that come to PC or was that PS5 only?
I think it's
I think it's
PS5 only.
PS5 only.
Ugh. Well, yeah. Rub it
Yeah.
in then. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Just get one, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So Aaron, if
Hard
you
enough
want to let
getting-
me borrow Arceus, and
Hey.
let you borrow
Ooh,
return 'em.
ooh.
Well, I bought it digitally because
Ah.
it came
Always buy
out.
it digital, baby.
It came out and like I worked that day, so if my boss is listening, I definitely didn't buy Arceus. But
What are you
then I
thinking about?
wanted to play it all day while I was working, so I
Yeah,
bought it digitally because I wasn't able to like run out and get it. But
Is your boss in Canada, Aaron?
no.
Okay, because there was like a 2% chance that
He's listening.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't get where you're going with that. I'm like,
Who does? Kayla, Archive 81. What did you think of that? We kind of powered through that in what, like 2 days? You're on mute.
All right. Archive 81. We watched it like over the weekend, like within 2 days. It's some weird Black Mirror type shit. It's interesting. I liked it. It's, keeps you on the edge of your seat.
did you guys listen to the podcast it's based on?
I was just gonna say that I had no idea
No.
going in. I just saw it on like trending Netflix movies or whatever. It's getting some good Rotten Tomatoes scores and stuff. I was like,
Mm.
okay, this looks cool. I watched the trailer, seemed creepy, and then later on, I was like, oh, okay, it's based on some kind of podcast. It's like a found footage horror
Mm-hmm.
show, kind of based on a podcast. Have you listened to it, Aaron?
Yeah, some of it. I've listened to a few episodes of it. I'm like 1 or 2 episodes from finishing the show. Megan and I watched it. I got a huge love for anything found footage. That's why. And then I found out like you watch the show and like 4 minutes of each episode is found footage, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really. It's not a found footage show like it was being advertised as.
Right.
Bamboozled.
It's still good. The main character, like the story itself, is it's not very
It's
good.
loose. It's loose.
The main character is a very, very good actor.
Dan,
and I don't know
I like him.
the guy whose voice doesn't look like it fits him, but it's an amazing voice, and I would listen to it all day. So,
Yeah, I
it's
enjoyed it
fun.
quite a bit. Yeah.
As far as like horror shows are always so like I don't know, hit or miss. I feel like, and that one, what's really cool is that it's not like an American Horror Story where it's just sex and gore. It's actually like creepy and suspenseful, which is hard to do over multiple episodes. So that part of it's done well, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely more atmospheric. The one thing I was disappointed in is it's not a limited series. Like limited series are so
Yeah.
great nowadays. Like we got Mayor last year, and we got
Yeah.
like even in the horror genre, like we've gotten the haunting shows, like 3 of them
Midnight
now, Midnight Mass
Midnight
and the haunting shows and stuff. And it's like
Yogurt.
Joker.
I love that you go into it and you just know like, oh, this narrative is gonna wrap up, for the most part. And unfortunately, this one seems like it's really
Yeah.
trying to
So
be multiple seasons.
I think they're just they're gonna try to milk the podcast for money, is what it feels like.
Mm,
Because I don't think the podcast really stays on single stories very much. I think it's like each episode is supposed to be a different found thing within an archive, and I think they're gonna be like, oh, okay, well, this was successful. Let's do a different story within the same thing, and they're gonna drive it straight into the ground until nobody wants to see it anymore. So
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
American
mind
Horror
doing
Story.
an anthology
Yeah.
or something like that.
Well-
That's the way if you're gonna do multiple seasons. If you do it like an anthology like that, but it seems like they're gonna continue on the same narrative in this one, at least to me.
I haven't finished this season, so I don't know yet.
Okay, gotcha.
American Horror Story, is a perfect example of them driving into the ground. They had like the first season was pretty good. I'm not a huge I don't like horror movies that are all just gore and sex. I think that's like the lazy way for making a horror movie.
most common.
And that's like the first like 5 seasons of that show. This last one was split. Each was like a half season. And the alien one was really stupid, but the vampire one was actually pretty cool. I like that a lot. So weirdly enough, this last season of American Horror Story is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, anything else you want to highlight, Kayla, at all that we've
We
checked
did
out?
start Portal 2.
Yeah. IGN's
I
number 3 game of all time. Comes highly recommended.
We're in like chamber 5.
Yeah, we're playing it
4, 5.
co-op. Yeah.
Who's blue? Who's orange?
I am
Uh,
orange.
Blue.
Have you guys reached a puzzle that's like has like a device that launches you across this very large room?
Lots of them, yeah.
Okay. You guys solved that one like no problem?
If it's like the first of that nature, we have had to look up one.
Probably the one he's talking about.
Maybe. I mean, because that doesn't have a device that launches you. There's one where you have to smash into each other.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we did not. We
Yeah.
couldn't figure
Josh
that
and I
one out.
beat our heads against that, and
Yeah.
then eventually it just happened. Like we just and we're like,
Oh.
whoa, what? Wait.
Yeah.
It just
the
was
thing?
such a clever, fun.
It was
fun
good.
puzzle.
I mean, like,
Like,
it was real good, but that was the one we've had to look up so far. We've done like 30-ish chambers, 30, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Chambers at this point.
Definitely play the solo campaign afterwards. That's where a lot of the great writing and
Yeah,
gameplay as well, isn't that?
it's definitely a fun co-op experience, though.
The music
yeah.
and-
Having a blast.
Hell yeah, one of the best.
Yeah, we're getting real angry at each other, so it's great, you know.
Yeah. No, you gotta drop the thing.
You know the
No.
game's good. Marriage is on the rocks, but you have a good time.
Right, yeah.
If you guys can survive this, then you can upgrade to IKEA furniture. So
Worth it for Valve.
Well,
She made it to
I
the
will-
podcast episode, so we're good.
I always have panic attacks in IKEA because, like, the first half of it, I'm having a good time. Then there's no clear exits. I start to get claustrophobic, and then there are
Walls start
people
closing in.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's such a weird
like-
funhouse of a
Yeah, and like,
store.
so by the time I get through like the kitchens, I'm like, can I just be fucking done? And then you
Right.
get down the little stairs, and like, oh, now I gotta look at all the fucking forks and bowls and stuff. And it's like, can I please just get out of here? And then you have to wait in lines
No.
that go all the way to the back. And if you
You
liked
cannot.
furniture, you have to hunt it down in the warehouse. I love that place, and the food is so good, but I have a panic
Yep.
attack every single time.
It's how Sweden is. Like, if you go to Sweden, every store is like that, so just be aware.
Well, like, I see exit signs, but I don't see doors, and that just upsets me, and I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
It's like being in a
Every-
casino.
Well, I was
everyone
in a
there in
casino for 4.5
Sweden-
years. I was fine with that, but
They're just trying to trap you, give you the free healthcare and stuff. It's
oh
real
god, it's
terrifying.
awful. Communism.
Yeah.
It's pretty terrifying.
And they're like,
What?
Panic at
They-
the
they-
Swissco? Is that work? Is that
Yes, my favorite.
Just Swiss Army knives everywhere.
Everywhere.
and
That's it.
Meatballs
You get one
rolling
in
down
the
the road.
airport. It's weird. Like they check you to make sure you have a knife and give you one at the
Like,
airport.
are you armed, sir? No.
I gotta look up our metrics. I don't know if we've had anyone from Sweden listen yet, but we probably offended every single one if they have.
Organ Borgen, 2 hour.
Well, I think we're probably like mushing up several like different nationalities and cultures, and like
I'm
I'm
sure we
certain.
are.
I am certain of it.
Sure, we'll
Sorry
be
about
canceled
that.
soon after this.
So, Guten
you
Tag
guys,
to all
you guys
of you.
make a
I
good
apologize.
desk. I mean,
Yeah.
Anything else anyone at all wants to touch on before we recap our lists from episode 1?
Righteous Gemstones. Real
Ooh.
good.
oh my god,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it is.
Gotta
You
watch
been
that.
watching the second season?
I think I'm almost caught up. I'm on episode 3 or 4. I don't know how many
Yeah,
there's been. but-
5. We're only on episode
okay.
5 right now. You know,
Cool.
like halfway through the first season, they had that interlude episode that was all flashback.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's what this last episode is.
Oh, cool.
It's very, very good.
Yeah, the show's
Oh
really
my God.
good. It's Danny McBride kind of created it. Religious kind of mega church family, and just the weird silly shit that gets involved in this shitty family. Like John Goodman's the matriarch, and
Oh,
He's
it's
the
got
matriarch.
Goodman in it.
Adam Devine,
Is he the patriarch or the
oh.
matriarch?
Ah,
patriarch. Sorry.
I'd watch a movie
Thanks
with
for
John
spoiling
Goodman as
that.
the right. I'd watch a movie with John Goodman as the matriarch.
yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire too.
Queen Ralph. I mean, yeah, I would I would watch that. But yeah, Danny McBride's in it. I don't know the actress who plays Judy, the sister, but she's like one
Best
of my
part of the
favorite
show.
characters. Walton Goggins plays Baby Billy Freeman in the first season.
I like a Goggins.
I mean,
he's just as a snake oilsman preacher, like I want him and Sam Rockwell to be in a movie together and do something because they have the same kind of energy to me. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's really funny. Really just kind of good little twists and turns too in it. And yeah, just a really fun ride. Really enjoy it. That's on HBO Max.
That's 2 seasons, right?
Yep.
they're on the
yeah.
second season
like
just
it.
started.
So there was like a big
Oh.
gap in between seasons, wasn't there?
They went to go film and then coronavirus happened.
Oh wow, yeah.
Ah,
So they waited and they're like, well, I guess we'll film later on. And
years later on.
it's pretty good. Second season's really good so far. I don't like that they've just made Kelvin the same character that Adam Devine plays in Workaholics.
He's the worst part of the show.
I loved him in the first season. I don't like him in the second season. But he's just they've made him the same character he plays in Workaholics, where he's obsessed with muscles and stuff. It's weird. He must be like that in real life if he keeps working it in.
Hot Squad, man.
Yeah. Mike, have you watched Resident Evil?
Like
The
the
2002
movie? What?
film. Yeah.
The movie that just came out. Welcome
Oh
to
no,
Earth.
I haven't seen the new one. No.
Oh, I just watched it last night.
Is it worth watching? Is it good? I haven't heard really anything about it.
It's a lot of fun. Like,
okay.
I was telling Eric, like, I watched it with my wife, and she said, like, if I wasn't explaining what happened in the game, she would have no idea what was going on in the movie. Like,
really?
you have to have played them.
That's
Well, it's a
funny.
lot of fun. It's like when you first see the police station, when you first see the mansion and all that, it is as like a whole scene, like exactly cut from the game. Like the way it looks, the feel of it.
It's like a blend of 1 and 2. I noticed like
Yeah.
the truck driver eating the burger, like kind of stuff. Like
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I've
It's
heard.
yeah,
it's I mean, it's a. They say it's a blend of one. It's mostly 2. I mean,
Okay.
well, it's if we're being honest, it's a lot of 1, but they've cut out any of Leon wandering around the city, and you're just at the police station. So
Fast.
I'd say it's a 1 and 2, but it's like a quarter of 1. I mean, it's like a quarter of the 2 part with Leon. And like I was telling Eric, they made Leon a complete idiot. Like he's comic relief for how incompetent he is.
Oh wow.
I'd play
And
Resident Evil 4. He's not. He's kind of a,
I was telling my wife, like, I'm
derpy
like,
guy.
because they keep showing him, like, I'm like, just wait for it. And in 2 movies, he's saving the president's daughter. And she's like, what? I'm like, they didn't put a lot of thought into the story, all right? He's there to save the president's daughter.
There you go.
He's
He
got
might sleep with the president's daughter at the end of that. It's really weird. It's really weird.
well, how do you have sex on a jet ski, you know? Let's get
How
into
don't you, if we're
Very
going to be
careful.
honest?
that. All right.
You got Los Plagas. You're really flexible.
Goodness. Well, at least there's no mold, you know?
Ugh.
That's true.
On to the list from episode 1.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess.
All right. All right. Let's see if anyone is real ashamed of what they did. So, just over a year ago, we recorded our first ever episode, and we thought it was a good idea to get to know the cast by doing lists of our top 5 favorite TV shows, movies, and video games. So,
I
we
think that was a good
submitted
idea.
lists.
I think
It
that
was
a
a
really
lot
good
of
idea.
fun. Yeah,
Fun.
I think you guys got to know us way back when. If you haven't listened to episode 1, go back and check it out. It's one of our most popular episodes. Everyone stopped listening after that episode. Pretty much.
We peaked. We peaked too
Yeah,
early.
we peaked. No. Thank you guys all for listening to that and all 62 other episodes. So here's the list, guys. For me, I'll start with mine. For
The
TV
worst
shows, I
one.
had yes, definitely True Detective, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, Bob's Burgers, and Dragon Ball Z. My nostalgia pick.
Ooh,
For
okay.
movies, I had Saving Private Ryan, Forrest Gump, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Aliens, and The Prestige. For video games, I had The Last of Us, Final Fantasy VI, BioShock Infinite, StarCraft Brood War, and MLB The Show.
You didn't have Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake on there?
If I had gone back to that list, I would have done a little bit better on that
Right?
IGN
You
game.
should have done that. I thought the same thing as he was reading. Like, here we go.
I'm an archivist, folks.
Yeah.
Kayla was
It's
next.
StarCraft.
For TV shows, she had Game of Thrones, The Office, Parks and Rec, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and Bob's Burgers. For movies, Star Wars: The
Get
Force
in, Bob's
Awakens.
Burgers.
Oh yeah, Bob's, baby. Star
All in.
Wars: Force Awakens, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, The Wedding Singer, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Video games, it was Skyrim, Resident Evil, BioShock, Uncharted 4, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Skyrim, still an excellent choice.
Mike, what was yours right now? Name them off.
For movies, I had Terminator 2, Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, There Will Be Blood.
Ooh, it's good.
Am I missing? Was that 4?
Wow, that was 4. I was joking, but you just you got 4 out of 5 already.
I think
about a
310
train.
Yuma? I think I had
310 to Yuma. Man,
Holy
everyone,
shit.
round of applause on Mike's movies. Can you do your TV shows?
Yeah, I can. Seinfeld, One Piece, Fleabag, Parks and Rec. Damn.
One more.
One more.
I don't think I'm gonna have it.
Man, this is really impressive. This is really good.
My man's a vault.
It
What was my?
The Leftovers. The
Oh
Leftovers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
I would probably change. I would probably put Succession on there.
Mm.
Yeah, you hyped that one up pretty big.
Yeah, I have 3 seasons of it. I absolutely love it. Games, my Super Mario World list, I believe I called it because I kind of wanted to retire that one out of the list. Probably would have been my number 1 overall for a long time. But I think I have Breath of the Wild, Hollow Knight,
Good choices.
Shadow of the Colossus, Bloodborne, Resident Evil 4.
Man, this guy This guy
Wow.
missed
Wow.
1 out of 15. Goodness. What
I
a
like lists, man.
what a champ. What a
Yeah,
champ.
You're a listy boy, huh?
Sure
All right,
is.
so Aaron, I know you're going to be able to just, name these off, but I'll help you. I'll help you
Okay.
by naming them off, and you can just agree or disagree.
Okay.
Peaky
So
Blinders, Dairy Girls.
for
Dairy
TV
Girls, yeah,
shows,
but
for TV shows, it was Dairy Girls, it was
Yep.
Reno 911, People Just Do Nothing, Psych, and American Vandal. For movies, it was Nightcrawler, Hot Fuzz, Butterfly Kisses, Watchmen, and The Station Agent. Video games, Horizon Zero Dawn, Jedi Fallen Order, Knights of the Old Republic, XCOM 2, and Firehouse or Fire Emblem Three Houses. Firehouse of Emblem House.
Firehouse Subs, that's my favorite game.
That's a good one.
Oh, Tomas, your list was Futurama, Parks and Rec, Seinfeld, Cowboy Bebop, Kim's Convenience for TV shows,
Changed a couple of
movies. Yeah, you got Kim's Convenience canceled
I
because of
probably
this.
did. I
It's
guess.
unfortunate.
But I got my boy bumped up to Marvel status, so
You did. You did. Movies,
And
you
you got
had
a
Pulp
shitty Cowboy
Fiction.
Bebop show.
that's
Oh,
true.
no.
Yeah, so that's why I said I'd change a few.
You've ruined the timeline, Tomas.
This is the darkest timeline.
Movies was Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, The Princess Bride, Die Hard, and T2, Judgment Day.
I'm still happy with that list.
Lock them in.
Yeah, those are good.
Video games,
Chrono
some
Trigger,
little
Chrono Trigger,
bitty-
Chrono Trigger, Chrono Trigger, and Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. It just said Dylon and Chrono Trigger, just 5 times each.
'Cause he
So
spits
Chrono
out fire.
Trigger was number 1. Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 3.
Still happy with that.
Good pick.
Symphony of the Night from
pick.
Castlevania.
Still happy with that.
Final Fantasy 6. Thank you, Tomas.
Still
Thank you.
good. Yeah.
Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver for Tomas.
That's probably my
Soul.
most iffy one, but I'm still happy with that list.
Aaron, I know you just are going to throw your whole list out and start again, right?
Burn and burn, baby.
But anything else, Kayla? Was there anything on your list that stands out as like that was a pick?
I think for TV shows, just with this past year, that there's definitely contenders that I would want to consider.
I feel you. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same. I put Dragon Ball Z on mine as kind of a goof. I mean, I don't really think I'm ever gonna watch that show again, but for the time, I fucking loved it.
No, I
So-
feel you, though.
Yeah, I think something like Mayor of Easttown might make its way on there or something, or even like I'm really digging What We Do in the Shadows right now.
Yeah, That's probably what I would swap one of them out for.
it's a lot of fun. But
A lot of my picks I just did for like representation of
Mm.
things that I like, just to kind of fill you in on me.
and that makes sense. That was kind of what the exercise was. Is like, hey, what's everyone's kind of taste in things, and hey. And also, Aaron's list kind of opened our eyes to shit we had never heard of. So
That's
I
an
mean,
Aaron list
As
for
far as movies go, I just watched Last Night in Soho 2 days ago,
ooh.
and I fucking love that movie.
Oh.
So
It gets put on the list.
I would put it on my movie list. I'd find space for it. Maybe I'll bump the Station Agent. That's been on,
Good. Put it on the board.
That one's played out.
but the Station Agent's it's played out too much,
Yeah.
Well, now he's doing Cyrano, so
Last Night in Soho was a really, really good movie. I love that
Oh.
movie so much. The cinematography for a movie that isn't like some sort of like high fantasy like Lord of the Rings or like any sort of fantasy like Star Wars, it was really good. Like you don't see stuff like that in like psychological thrillers. It was a good movie.
would you have 2 Edgar Wright movies on your list?
I don't know.
Because you had Hot Fuzz.
You're right.
I love Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz
So,
is great.
I'm never taking
I'll
Hot Fuzz
die on
off
that hill
there.
with you, buddy.
They took it off Netflix. I can't watch it I used to watch it probably like once a month. I love Hot Fuzz. I catch Hot Fuzz
You
one
tell
of
'em
those movies
to
where I
cool
catch
off.
right. I catch like jokes that I didn't see the first time. I see
Oh,
that all
yeah,
the time with Hot
it's-
Fuzz. I love that movie. How like you could draw a line in the middle of the movie where they double back where all the lines from the first one are now jokes in the second half. I love that movie so
Absolutely.
much.
It's such a fun, cheeky, just it's a great thrill ride. I love it so much. I remember the first time I watched that movie, I had no idea what I was getting into. So great.
Maybe some characters or director maybe from Hot Fuzz might come up in our next segment.
What?
Oh,
The
What?
patron saints
terrible.
of the
It's
pod.
terrible.
Hey man, we'll see.
Oof.
Lord of the
Redo.
Segway.
So, patron saints of the pod is something we've been talking about for a while, and I think there's one locked in. But essentially, let's come up with a list of characters, actors, creators, directors, whatever.
Oh, I didn't
Of
even think about doing characters. That's cool.
whatever, whatever comes to mind
I'd
that
say
should be on. If we were to create a poster with images of things for the machine of nonsense, who would be on it essentially, or the Mount Rushmore or whatever, the patron saints
Last
of the
Supper.
pod.
You know.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Last Supper of the pod.
Can we
That's an
still put
idea for a
Jesus?
sticker.
I feel like
Well,
Jesus is
I guess
standing behind
Jesus,
us.
I
Whatever.
mean.
I feel like we don't mention him enough.
Right, like when are we gonna get JC on the podcast? I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Chip Caviezel's not doing much. I think we
True.
could get him.
More.
Maybe get
Yeah.
Mel somehow.
Yeah. Why, Bill? Why?
We do not need Mel Gibson on this podcast.
I don't think we can do another episode without him.
I just want to talk about payback.
I just want to talk about the movie Ransom. I don't know how many takes it took him. I don't know how many takes it took him to put that beer
Give me back
bottle on
my
the doorknob.
son.
Okay. So I'm gonna add a patron saint to the list, and I'm gonna nix Mel Gibson making anywhere on this list. This is a as the producer of this pod, I'm gonna say Taika Waititi, right? I mean, come on, we've said it before. He
Yeah.
kind of was the guy who we kind of said like, oh, that's the patron saint of the pod, right? And then we said, let's expand on that. So Taika's locked in.
He
I think
touches a lot of what we love.
he really does. I mean, I mentioned What We Do in the Shadows
Yeah.
just a second ago, but
Couple
Yeah.
Thor movies,
just fantastic.
Jojo Rabbit's great.
Jojo Rabbit,
Fuck.
incredible.
Man, Hunt for the Wilder People. Goodness.
Res Dogs, like he's everywhere.
So Taika's locked
Free
in.
Guy.
Who? Yeah, Free Guy. Yes.
Yeah.
I
The whole
enjoyed Free Guy.
movie, honestly.
Ricky Becker.
So the other patron saint is Free Guy. No, what other nominations do
from
we
me,
have,
dog.
guys? I know Mike texted me early this morning. He knew I was awake. I think
Eric's awake at like 4 in the morning.
you're not wrong. I was playing Age of Empires at 4 a.m. just yesterday, folks.
Nice.
Yes.
Mad
So
Man.
Mike, who do you nominate for patron saints of the pod?
My first one is Hidetaka Miyazaki,
Ooh.
creator of the Souls games, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and such. I think he's just created something that has influenced the whole landscape of games for good. I think I really enjoy the concepts and gameplay and world building, and I don't mind how he does the lore because I don't really want it. It is hidden away from me, and I don't need to find it. And for the people who do, they love it. So,
Yeah.
I just think he is just like the man. Like he created like the most influential game of the 21st century. So I think he belongs.
I
Cool.
like it. Miyazaki, very
Good
fun.
choice.
Miyazaki-san, right? Probably. That's a
Miyazaki-san.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, come on,
Kojima
I think
fan?
Elden Ring is like our most anticipated thing, kind
It
of
really is.
on the horizon.
Still gotta get a fucking next gen console.
All right. So okay, I like it. I like it. So we got Taika and Miyazaki, potentially. Kayla, who would you like to nominate?
I'm gonna take a stab at an actor.
Ooh.
I'm gonna nominate Ryan Gosling because I will watch
Oh.
anything that he's in. I love it.
Been away for a
He
little while.
he's
Yeah.
he's my favorite Ryan out of the famous Ryans. You know.
There's a few of them.
I think
Yes.
I'd agree on that.
He's.
Possibly.
I like keep telling Eric, God, I just want to like pick out a bunch of Ryan Gosling movies and watch them because there are so many that I haven't seen. So I want to do that one day.
I had Selena watch Blue Valentine. the other
Oh
day,
no.
and I told her, like, "Hey, you're gonna cry. You're gonna be sad during
Okay.
this, and I was not wrong. But
So that's how you guys are gonna break up. Kayla and me will be Portal 2, and then you guys will be Blue Valentine.
Portal 2 will only make you stronger. Just saying.
Aaron, do you have a nomination for the patron saints of the pod?
Not really. If we're being honest going into this, I didn't know what you meant by that. So
I throw
character, man.
curveballs.
Pick a character. You know, it doesn't got to be like an actual person. Like we talked about a lot of people. Like I was thinking, like when you said characters, I thought a lot of like the bracket. It's like we gave quite a few love letters over there, like and just talking about your old list, Aaron, with Nightcrawler. Blue Bloom.
And Lou Bloom did go far. That
He
would
did.
be
Going further.
Like we spent like 5 hours talking about Blue Bloom.
cool.
Um,
You can teleport.
oh yeah, that's the best part about him. I think like that tail. You know.
How about you, Tomas?
Yeah.
Well, Aaron's thinking.
Oh, yeah, we'll get back there. All right, so I might need a little bit of help from Eric and Mike on this one. Talk about the rewatchables a lot on this bad boy.
Ooh.
Mike, I know you lean pretty heavy on Shay, Serrano.
Oh, I love Shay, but
Yeah,
if we're getting down, like
we're
Chris Ryan is the goat in my opinion.
CR.
Right,
CR.
you're
If we're
Chris
picking
Ryan?
someone from The Ringer, it's CR for me.
Okay, we go with Chris Ryan. I mean, I like them all. Like they all have a little something that brings to the table. It's like I like Sean Fennessy also. I
love Sean Fennessy.
Yeah,
man.
I love how he's just so he's got such posture and like form to like how he talks and like he's just so knowledgeable about like shit. I enjoy that a lot about him.
Yeah, he's really good. I like Van Lathan. I like that
I
when
love
he's
Van
drunk
Lathan.
good. I
I
like
mean,
Bill.
that
Of course.
that YML scream was from their Lethal Weapon 2 podcast. So, but if we're all in accordance, I will nominate Chris Ryan.
Oh man, such a fun idea. I didn't even think of.
Yeah,
I dig it.
I
Podcasters we
talk
love.
about the rewatchables on every podcast, so I figured
Yeah.
gotta get one of our boys on there.
You got to check out the Big Picture. They always do like movie drafts, and
Yeah.
Chris Ryan's
So
always on those, and they have a lot of fun. A lot of fun with that.
It's a big
Awesome.
influence on like the video game drafts that we do.
Okay.
I've given a loving homage to their format, I think.
Awesome.
I really dig
Yeah.
what they do there. Not to put you on the spot, Aaron. Anything come to
No,
mind?
I can't. I still don't even know what I'm doing, man.
It's just a
it? Found
creator
footage. He's
or
got found
someone you
footage.
admire, someone you'd like to, whether
I-
it be like a director or a...
I'm not into that kind of stuff.
We're all good. It's okay. It's okay.
Just say Edgar Wright, man.
The only person I'm gonna say that then, because the only person that you guys said that I even know who that is Ryan Gosling,
Whoop, whoop.
and I
There
don't
you
like
go.
him, so I don't know.
Well, You're lost.
I've only-
Excellent.
I've pretty much I've seen The Notebook, and that movie ends with murder suicide. So I don't.
God, spoilers.
You haven't seen anything else with Ryan Gosling in it?
Not really that I like. What else is he in that? That's
La La Land, Drive, Crazy Stupid Love,
Drive. It's fantastic.
Lars and the Real Girl.
I haven't
Place
seen
Beyond
any
the
of those.
Pines.
Haven't seen that.
But all right. Well, we're gonna pencil in Edgar Wright here, even though I wrote it with pen. Anyone
Edgar
else?
Wright.
We've got a list of 5, very eclectic list of 5.
Very.
Taika Waititi. What's Miyazaki's first name?
Hidetaka.
Hidetaka Miyazaki. I'm just gonna call him Miyazaki.
Yeah, that's.
There's a
Ryan
couple
Gosling.
Miyazakis.
We're either talking about Studio Ghibli or from
Yeah.
Scott when we when we say that.
From Miyazaki is what I'm gonna call him.
There we go.
Ryan Gosling, Chris Ryan from The Ringer, and Edgar Wright. It's an eclectic list.
Is it though? It's pretty.
We've got a video game creator. We have a director, Edgar Wright, writer and director. Taika Waititi does everything in Hollywood. So
Everything.
he's everything. We've got Ryan Gosling, kind of one of the signature actors of his generation, and Chris Ryan, a podcaster and writer. I mean, like that's
Near
a lot
and
of
dear
shit.
to
I
our
mean,
hearts.
A lot of dick. Is that what Kayla means?
Yeah,
That
do we
is what
need
I
dick?
mean.
Like, should I just put? Oh, apologies. I understand.
Not that I have any true like good recommendations. I have one that I'm surprised you haven't said. I thought would have been your first one. Ridley Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Love Ridley Scott. Love to have him maybe at least on this list potentially. But yeah, I think we do need. I mean, like if we're talking, I think Mayor Sheehan kind of took us all by storm last year.
Leslie Nope.
Leslie
Nope.
no, yeah, no
For
one.
Prez.
All right, so Leslie Nope's got to be on here. Just done.
You
Done
can't see
deal.
my Valentine's Day decorations.
I don't
but
think George would
they
be a
say
patron saint. I don't think he would. He wouldn't.
no.
Like...
I'm not allowing
Valentine's Day?
that. It
Oh, you don't
says
like George?
What? Oh, come
ovaries
on.
before ovaries and uterus before deuterus over there.
Whoa, come
I
on.
like Leslie Nope.
I love Leslie Nope.
Georgie Porgy. He already sits atop the precipice.
Yeah, he's done enough.
Some mountain of corpses underneath George right now.
He belongs there.
At the top,
Alright.
yes.
Absolutely.
We're gonna play a game with
Like
these
this.
people. So before we get on
Oh, no.
to that, do we have anyone else we want to put on? Mike, I think you probably have like a list of 30. Anyone else? you
Couple,
should-
I really want to put Olivia Colman on
I can make a long list.
there.
Mm.
She's just done so many great things. She's great in Fleabag, The Lost Daughter, The Favorite. I kind of want to. I think I might watch The Crown. I didn't even know she was in it, but might
Do it.
check that out. I just love her. I just what she, just like her weird like droopy face. Like I don't know. Like, she
Her
does such a
weird
good job of
droopy
bringing
face.
you
That
in.
gummy smile,
Like-
man.
Like, I don't know. It
I
just,
feel like you guys are just digging on fucking Olivia Colman while saying how awesome she is. Like,
She
no,
does
I
a
don't.
lot
I don't know how to
She's a
describe
very
it. Now, like I like
expressive
it. I like
actor.
her face. I like her, but it
Hot
just
Fuzz too, right?
no. The father, she's great in, of course.
oh, she's amazing. I love the pick of Olivia Colman on there. I love it.
So, and I had one more. Alex Garland,
Oh,
screenwriter and director, directed Ex Machina and
Mm.
Annihilation, 2 movies I love. Wrote Sunshine, which is pretty cool movie until the end. And The Beach, which is like a weird movie I like. He even wrote the novel for that, which I didn't know. He's even written for games. He wrote Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. He was like a supervisor on the story of the Devil May Cry reboot that came out on PS3.
got a movie coming out with Jesse Buckley.
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
Lost
called
Daughter
Ben.
fame. Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah,
love him.
big fan of his work. Dev's show that he created wasn't great. I didn't love Dev.
Mm.
Some good Nick Offerman in there. That one.
So we got a list of 8. That's a solid list. Maybe we'll go
Tournament
forward.
bracket.
We could maybe work on this also. We can workshop this, but for the game we're about to play, I think maybe 8 sounds good. Unless there's someone that we just need to mention. Kayla, anything? Last minute.
My other person on my list is Quentin Tarantino.
Excellent pick. I think that's a big one. He was on my mind. I didn't want to
He
nominate
was on
anyone.
multiple lists that we
Yeah.
reviewed already today. So
Certainly. I didn't want to nominate anyone because I'm going to be moderating the game here. So it's going to be
Always
the
the
Patron
fix.
Saint game. And Mike, in the pre-show, I gave a hint to everyone, and I said it's bacon. And Mike kind of found it out. So it's a play on 6
I did.
Degrees of Separation from Kevin Bacon. That's what the game's going to be. I'm breaking you guys up into 2 teams.
oh no, I thought I would have everybody.
Ooh.
No, you're gonna
Ooh.
have Tomas, and Mike will have Aaron.
Oh no.
I'm doing this
I like
based
the
on
worst.
how the Discord call went. It worked out really well for you guys.
Not
So
for
what you
Mike.
guys?
I don't know who any of
Yeah.
these people are, so I don't know how I'm gonna help them.
Yeah,
I think he'll be fine.
What you guys are
I know
going
nothing
to
about
do?
Ryan Gosling.
That was my pick. I got you.
All right. So what you guys are going to do is create chains, starting at Taika Waititi. So he is the #1 patron saint of the pod, and you want to create the longest possible chain. Now, it might be hard to link all of these patrons together. Some easier than others.
This is hard.
Yeah.
Link them however
need
you
a-
feel.
Can you put the list into Discord?
Yes,
Yeah.
I need to
certainly
see
can.
these names.
Yes. In just a moment.
So we
So
are gonna go back and forth.
No, I'll do a randomizer, and one of you guys can, go for whoever wins goes first. Team goes first, and make the largest chain you can, and then the next team goes. See if they can make a larger chain.
I got one.
Oh.
It's the longest chain game.
So me and Tomas just go back and forth with each other, trying to make a long chain.
Oh, this is gonna be a really short game.
You don't have to go back and forth. Like you can,
But we work together.
you work together to come up with a chain.
Ready to carry this
Opening
team, Mike. I
Google
only know one
now.
link.
Nice.
No
Where's
Google,
this
huh?
list? Where is it?
Yeah, I don't see this list yet.
Yeah,
Mm,
typing it in right now.
mm,
Thank you.
I'm fast.
mm,
Oof.
mhm, mhm.
Okay. I don't
So
know.
how loose is this?
How am I gonna link Chris
As
Ryan?
loose,
Yeah.
as loose as possible. As loose
Yeah,
as you
we're
need
gonna-
it to be.
Oh man, this is rough.
I'll be the judge. If it's too loose, I'm gonna say no. But if it's even like tangentially, like
Like
know?
movies are involved. Like is that a good one?
potentially,
Like
yeah.
I think they used a camera.
Ryan Gosling has a similar name with Chris Ryan, so
There you go.
boom.
Boom.
They were
And the
probably in
thing is,
California at the same time.
Like you don't have to like it's not make a chain of 8. So I posted it in Discord if everyone sees.
You can
Yes.
keep bouncing off the same.
Yeah, it doesn't like maybe you can only link 4 of them, and that's so team 1 locks in 4, and then team 2 locks in 5. Now, how I figured a second round going is if you feel like you can beat like once, because like it builds on the knowledge of the other as long as you pay attention, right? So Aaron and Mike are gonna create a chain of 4, let's say, and they're gonna say, "Oh, Alex Garland wrote a movie that Ryan Gosling was in, whatever else," and you didn't know that ahead of time. You could still use that in your
Okay.
chain, as player 2, and then maybe your
Yoink.
chain's 5, long. if that opens something in Aaron's mind, like, oh shit, yeah, Edgar Wright wrote Hot Fuzz, whatever. Now I can go to 6, that kind of thing. You get it?
Well, this is gonna be a table to talk over. Let me tell you.
Oof.
Yes,
I
indeed.
am an out loud thinker. So here we go. Who goes first?
Let's do a randomizer.
Fight me.
All right, so we've come up with a random pick of the teams. We have Aaron and Mike on one team. I'm going to call them Team 1 because they're going first, and we have
Patrons.
Kayla and Tomas on Team 2. They will go second. So the objective is to create the longest chain using the 8 patron saints of sorry, I think there's 9 actually. I forgot to put
Are you throwing
Quentin.
QT on there. So there are 9 patron
remembering.
saints on this. So that's Taika Waititi, Miyazaki, Ryan Gosling, Chris Ryan, Edgar Wright, Leslie Knope, Olivia Colman, Alex Garland, and Quentin Tarantino. The goal is to make the longest chain you can. Then Team 2 gets the chance to respond. Then you get the chance to respond from that. If you can no longer make a longer chain, you lose. So let's see how this goes, guys. I came up with
Oh,
this
Lord.
early in the morning.
Okay.
So,
This was a 4 o'clock Eric idea.
Right. He put down, what was it, League of Legends or whatever game you were playing, and then
Age of Empires.
yeah, same thing. uh,
Genghis Khan.
Oh, come on to that shit, Eric. All right, play a real fucking game.
For real.
All right. So starting
Here we
with Taika, where are you going from
Um,
Taika?
oh, we
Team
got to
1.
go in that order.
You just have to start from
Start
Taika.
with
Taika
Taika.
always
from
starts.
Taika.
Okay. I mean, Taika and Quentin are both movie directors, so
Oh yeah.
It's a good start.
That's pretty loose. Where are you going from that? We'll
Chris
give you
Ryan
that.
has interviewed Quentin Tarantino.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, going to Chris Ryan. Okay, fine.
Where
That's
do
a
you go
tough.
from there?
That's a tough one to start with your third
Wait.
link.
I confused. Wait, did I miss something?
Mike went from Taika being a director to
Uh-huh.
Quentin Tarantino also
Oh,
being a
oh, okay.
director
Yeah.
to
And
Chris
then-
Ryan from The Ringer interviewing Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
That's a high risk maneuver. Let's see where you go
Extremely
from
high
Chris
risk.
Ryan.
I don't know how else to link Taika to these fine individuals. So Chris Ryan really loves Edgar Wright movies.
Does he?
I
Has
am
there
not.
been an Edgar Wright movie on the rewatchables
I
yet?
am not allowing that one. I am not
Um,
allowing that one.
He's talked about devs on his podcast
Okay.
with
Nope.
Andy Greenwald.
Okay, so we've learned that Chris Ryan is a sinkhole.
Are we
I think
going
we
with
have.
an initial chain of 3, Mike and Aaron?
Chris Ryan.
I mean, if Mare's on the list too, they're both from fucking.
Well, yeah, we brought up Mayor, but didn't write Mayor down either.
We brought up Mayor, but we also brought up Ridley Scott and stuff. We'll play with the patron list. We got 9 right now.
Got none to play
I'm
with.
calling it on the first chain is 3. So the number to beat,
Damn.
guys. Kayla and Tomas, you have a number to beat of 3. Now you don't have to, aside from starting with Taika, you
Oh
don't
my
have
God.
to use that exact same chain. If you want to, if you want to go Taika to QT to Chris Ryan, sure, go ahead. But you have to be able to beat 3. You got to go.
Shaun of the Dead.
Right, but does he? Right, that's
uh,
what I was gonna try to connect. If that's who Edgar Wright was, but he's not. I guess.
He's the
Yeah.
director of Scott Pilgrim, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, Last Night in Soho, the end,
The
What's
World's End.
The World's
Baby
End.
Driver.
Yeah.
That's the Bar
Baby
Hop one.
Driver.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do Ant-Man, but then he didn't.
Right.
Ooh, that would have been.
So where are we
interesting
going from
He
Taika?
co-wrote
I feel
it, didn't he?
Taika's so easy. Come on, guys.
I don't know. I don't know that he was.
I thought
There
he
you
was
go.
part of one of the writers.
You're the
maybe.
Ryan Gosling expert. Taika Waititi X. Ryan
Yeah, connect those two,
Gosling.
Kayla. To go.
And then where do you go
I
from there?
mean,
Is
he
Baby
does
Driver not a
direct
sequel to
actors,
Driver?
and Ryan is an actor.
I mean, I mean, we don't gotta go that way.
They work in
No.
showbiz. Is that not a?
Miyazaki is a fucking curveball too.
I can't go from
You can
Taika.
also link them with a single, like, in the Kevin Bacon game, 6 Degrees of Separation from Kevin Bacon. You can link, tangentially. They don't have to be right on top of each other, So Taika, let's say, was in Thor Ragnarok, right?
Yes.
Who else is in Thor Ragnarok? Bunch of actors. Have they ever acted with, let's say, a Ryan Gosling? Or if we want to go to Chris Ryan, has Chris Ryan ever interviewed,
Interviewed one of them.
someone?
We've learned
Hey,
that
but
Chris Ryan is a sinkhole though, so
I'm
at
just
least you
saying.
know who Chris Ryan is, Tomas.
that's
Shit.
true. And I'm saying, in fact, that any of the interviews he may have done or any of the podcasts where they may have had guest directors on, but not a lot of these guys are.
This is a
popping up
lot
on
of
the radar.
thought. The time is killing me. I mean, so what Mike had said though is Taika is a director, and
Quentin Tarantino is also a director.
and
thought of
Alex
a better
Garland
link
is
for this.
also a director.
Yes, he is.
Who?
So Taika is a director, and Alex Garland is a director, and he has a show called Devs that has Nick Offerman in it, who plays Ron Swanson, who knows Leslie Knope.
We'll
Yeah.
go with that line
Take
of thinking. That is
So
That's
we
only
can do
3.
6 degrees for 1 fucking degree.
Do
I
it.
didn't know that.
Do it.
Okay. Wow, you got there, Kayla.
So we went Taika to Alex Garland to Leslie Knope, right?
Okay.
Right. And
Okay.
now
Where are you going
with
from
Leslie
Knope?
Knope. All right. Leslie
Machine of
No.
nonsense.
Knope.
Play by your own rules.
Leslie Knope. Well, she is married to what's his face?
Mhm. Yeah.
Who likes to play games like I'm sure
Miyazaki? Did she marry
He's
Miyazaki?
married to Miyazaki, definitely.
well, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Dunes of Shire or whatever the fuck.
Cones of
Cones of
Dunshire. Ben Wyatt.
Yes, Ben Wyatt. I'm sure Ben Wyatt plays Dark Soul games. I'm
Oh my
sure.
God.
I like where you're going with this.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Well, where do we go from Miyazaki?
Well, I'm
No.
sure he likes to watch movies with Ryan Gosling in it.
Oh yes, let's go there.
So I'm gonna say that
This is pretty
Right.
loose.
you went
It's a little
Taika to Quentin Tarantino to Alex Garland, both of them being directors.
I didn't do Quentin.
That-
We didn't do
Well,
Quentin.
I'm gonna
We-
say that you did because you mentioned him, so that we could keep the game going. You have a chain of 4 at this point. I want to give Team 1 a chance to respond. So their chain, Mike, was Taika Waititi to Quentin
no.
Tarantino to Alex Garland to Leslie Knope.
It's ridiculous.
That's a chain of 4. What do you guys got? Knowing now that you could do some 6 degrees of separation bullshit.
You know.
So I gotta
You
go to
like to
Leslie.
watch
to somebody.
Castlevania.
Man, Leslie Knope to.
Olivia Colman's in Hot Fuzz.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Hot Fuzz.
Did
There
not
you
know
go.
that.
Now you got some stuff going on.
There you go.
Gotta get there though.
That's the only link I know, so I don't.
Hey, that may be
Good.
vital though.
I'm taking it.
Where are you
That's a
going
jump.
from Taika, Mike?
It's a free jump as far as I'm concerned.
Or
we have to
Aaron, for
start
that
from
matter.
we have to start from Taika again.
Start from. Well, you could. Yeah, I mean,
You can
Already.
say you're gonna do the same thing we did though.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a better like Taika
get
and
a free
Quentin
jump.
have both won Oscars for screenplay writing. So,
I like it.
Yeah, there you go. Just switch it up a little. So
Taika to QT.
Quentin has probably hosted Saturday Night Live at some point. Or Amy Poehler. No, I don't want to go that route.
You could always go back to Chris Ryan.
No, because I can't. None of my valid fucking answers were to get out of Chris Ryan.
I know. I remember one of the episodes that he guest on, and
Huh. There's really no way to link Miyazaki.
I mean, Quentin Tarantino makes movies with like just gigantic casts, just
Does.
gigantic ones.
Yeah, like,
so
what's Brad Pitt
I
been
can
in?
just kind of get to Ryan Gosling somehow, just out of
Maybe,
someone
maybe
who's
you
also-
can
Good.
quickly.
I don't know shit about Ryan
Really?
Gosling.
um,
Oh, we can we can go 6 degrees in this.
You can go 6 degrees.
We already did.
What?
I'm just making sure.
don't
I said
know.
a lot of stuff. I don't know what flew and what
I
didn't.
I can't think of
You
Gos-
kind of
I don't
blanked out
know
there.
that Gosling's really been in anything with someone that's been in a
Right.
Tarantino movie, though. I'd have to go Gosling with somebody else, with somebody
The 6 degrees. Yeah,
Jump
yeah.
it, baby. Jump
Yeah.
it. Jump
Do it. Who you got? Who you got?
Oh, God. I
You
gotta
have a
do that
chain
real
of two
fast.
right now. Taika to Quentin Tarantino based on their Oscar wins.
I like that thought though.
It's a great thought.
Yep.
Anybody else on this list win an Oscar?
Don't think so.
I start googling things. Like I don't.
Yeah, that's
I'm out. I don't know.
wow.
I'm fine with.
Well, this game exploded a little bit. That's okay.
Cool, baby.
Olivia Colman doesn't have an Oscar?
She does.
She's like a side character in
Okay.
most things, right?
For the favorite.
Well, you could have at least made it to 4. Olivia Colman's got an Oscar, and then you can go to Edgar Wright, who she's been in Hot Fuzz, and then from Edgar Wright.
I like that my Oscar link was at least the same kind of Oscar. Not,
It's a great link. It's a
not
great
like,
link.
That's like that's a solid link.
not like Anne Hathaway hosted the Oscars, and then she starred.
And
They
then
both probably breathe
I can go
air.
there.
She ran into Quentin Tarantino on the red carpet.
She's got feet. I mean,
It's true.
Are we sure? Have you seen them?
She's got feet.
I bet you QT wants to find them.
Oh boy.
Yeah. She's got feet. Quentin Tarantino loves feet. Samuel L. Jackson's the foot fucking master. He was in a movie with.
So that's a chain of like 10 Tomas has created. I like it. I like it. How about this? We're going to workshop this game, I think. I think there's a game here. We're just not there yet. But
Yes, it's already there. It's called 6 Degrees, where you just get 2 people and you have to link them in 6 degrees.
but I wanted,
This is the
I wanted a
version.
nonsense chain that had somehow you getting to from Taika Waititi through Olivia Colman to Miyazaki, but none of you have the fortitude to really.
Yeah,
Olivia
maybe
Colman was
within
in-
the next year of the pod, I can.
Oh, good stuff, guys. So the game. It was a game, but we're gonna work on it. This was
Just
the
go back to
Patron
Bond.
Saint Pod. This was episode 63. We've done this for a year now. Had a lot of fun with you guys. Thank you guys as always for coming on here, playing my silly games. Just you guys are all the best, and all the listeners out there, you're the best too. So I wanted to put that out there. Like I said, 2,500 downloads, 23 countries. What else? 63 episodes. It's been a lot of fun. Year 1 in the books, and let's do 5, 10, 15 years of this. Maybe we'll be
Ooh.
VR podcasting someday.
Well,
maybe.
we got to get to 69.
Yes, that's
We got to get to 316,
Ooh.
420. We got to do this
420.
for a while.
Yeah,
so.
we gotta
I don't know if I
It's a
can
few
make it
milestones.
420 years.
420. You're gonna be in a
All right.
robot body at that point, buddy.
Aaron's out of here.
All right.
It'd be like those heads in the little water things from
Yeah, well-
Futurama.
We'll Futurama head you both.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it. So yeah, I think I'll create some kind of weird image of all these all these
Oh,
patron
no.
saints. That's gonna be fun. Put that on social media. Speaking of social media, you can
Probably
follow
don't use the
us-
Last Supper though. Don't probably.
No, no. I think
Mm.
that's
Well,
copyright.
we didn't even
Right.
get enough patron saints to fill out that portrait, so
Well, you gotta leave in Jesus.
that's true.
I'll just not change the faces on a
Just
couple
add
of
them in the background.
You
Yeah.
can keep Judas.
They're
in
waiting
there.
for their turn at the buffet table.
Yeah,
You know, like
Oh.
Peter won't get out of the way, and
so greedy.
All right. Top 5 apostles, Aaron, right now.
I could probably only name about 5.
No,
They must be the best
Oh.
ones.
Right, you know.
obviously, yeah. If those are the ones you remember, obviously.
Number 1, Judas.
Oof.
So
Black
for this
Messiah,
and more,
number 2.
The Black Messiah.
oh,
Fred Hampton.
boy. Yes, all of that. Follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've got a group called Monstars on Facebook. It's our official fan group. Maybe I'll put a poll up on there and see which of the patrons is number 1. Which would be at the the left hand of Jesus in the Last Supper or something.
Wow.
Um, so, episode 63 is in the books. The 1-year anniversary episode, the Patron Saint episode. Hope you enjoyed, and even if you didn't, we're gonna keep right at it, going on to episode 64, 65, all the way up to episode 420. We're gonna get there, folks.
Hooty-hoo.
Episode Ultra 64. So
Love it.
That's
Oh,
up
so,
next.
can we do the Nintendo 64 draft next
Oh
episode?
man, that's gonna
Oh
be,
man, that's a good idea.
it kind of
Diddy
makes
Kong
sense.
Racing. Diddy
Well,
Kong
thank you.
Racing.
Thank you, Tomas,
Tomas.
for that uniquely original idea that came from me. Okay, episode 64 is gonna be the N64 draft. But for now, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna say goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.